brilliant. 3,500. I'm joking. Alright? So the National Arboretum, I'm a veteran, as you can tell, didn't get these on a fucking eBay. Alright? The National Arboretum is an individual place. It's where you go, you look at a name on the wall, one of your fallen comrades, you have a look, and you have an individual moment stood in front of that wall. And you remember the good times, the bad times, the times that you shouldn't remember because you'd probably get into trouble if you kept remembering them. Alright? They're the type of things that the Arboretum does for us. This place is different. This place allows you to walk around and find a new story everywhere you look. No matter where you're stood, you look around, there is a story, there is a meaning to everything in this bar. Whether it's a photo, whether it's a flag, whether it's a piece of uniform, an article of memorabilia, this bar has a meaning everywhere. The floor. There are memories on the floor. Don't feel ashamed to walk over the top of them all the way through in that room and read the memorials that people have left. It's not wrong to do that. It's what we've done on purpose so we can walk around and they can be ingrained in this venue for its eternity, for as long as this venue continues. I call this, when I refer to my friends, as battle buddies. For those that don't know, battle buddies is it's what we need as veterans. When you can talk to somebody who's been through what you've been through, seen what you've seen, whether you was part of that combat mission, whether you was part of the operational tour or not, you know what your friend has been through. If you was on rear party while your mate deployed to Afghanistan, you know what he's been through. If you was on the front line next to him or her, you know what they've been through. And what this place does is it allows us to come together and talk about those things. But what that also does is it reduces the numbers of suicides within veterans. I am a strong believer that the military fail us when we leave. I was medically discharged. I left the forces in 2009. Not one person has ever contacted me since I left the military from the management structure. My now ex-wife, she had cancer. My brother was murdered. And I was in a health battle with blood clots, a stroke, a heart attack, and loads of other things that went on. And then I lost my leg. Not one person has ever contacted me since I left the forces. And what happens is we go into our little holes. We go into that little rabbit warren of struggle. And what we don't want to do is speak to our mates. I've become an ambassador of mental health for obvious reasons. We don't want to go into that little space where we sit with our mate and we say, hey, listen, buddy, I'm fucking struggling, mate. Life's shit. I'm really struggling. I need help. They're the words we don't ever want to say. Because that says to our friends, we've become weak. And we have this mindset, this stigma, that that's what it's going to cause. When actually, there ain't a man in this room, or woman, who is going to sit there and say to their friend, you're not weak. You're fucking stronger than you've ever been for standing up, for saying you're struggling. That takes the biggest set of kahunas ever to actually admit that you're struggling. And that's what combat stress do. I can hold my hands up, guys, and say, I've been on a bridge, I've wanted to end my life, and I've been through the combat stress program. Alright? And what combat stress does is it sits there and it talks to you like a battle buddy. But actually, that's all got to be booked through the system, through the NHS, waiting times, all that type of stuff before you can even get anywhere near that. Guess what? The last post is open every fucking day. Alright? We don't need appointments. I've sat in this bar and I've spoken to people I've never ever met. I've spoken to people I've never served with. I've literally had a chat. I'm gonna point him out. All right, the chap there with the vest, gay as fuck, might I add. Right, we've had a good chat today. It turns out we've done a video chat with a lad who I've not seen for donkeys other than social media, and we had a chat with Dan because he's served with Dan, and he showed me a photo of one of the Royal Engineers he served with. Fuck, that's Dan. So I'm on the phone and I'm like, fucking Facebook him, let's go. Fuck, you're fat. Alright? And we're chatting away. Because we've not seen each other for donkeys. I said it earlier, my old training instructor who took me through training was sat at the back of the room a few gigs ago. Alright? This place is more than just a pub or a museum. It's a home. This is a hub for veterans and their families, because it ain't just about the veterans. Those of you that are wives, girlfriends, husbands, mums, dads, it's also for you, because you can come and talk to like-minded parents, like-minded siblings, like-minded kids. You can come and talk as well, because it's not just for the veterans, it's for everybody. Alright? And what I'm going to ask you all to do today, and I implore you all, please, I want you all to take photos in here tonight, and I want you to share them online, but actually do the old @ and tag the venue and tell everybody what this place is about. Walk around, take some photos. Don't get any of me, because obviously with my leg I'm still on benefits and I don't want them to know I'm working. Alright? But just take pictures. I'm joking. Fucking no, I've got a blue badge, I'm buzzing. Alright? So I want you to take photos around the room, and I want you to show off what this place actually is about. And just as I finish, I want you all to please join me in a round of applause, because there's one person that I truly believe deserves so much credit. This lady here has gave up pretty much her whole life. From the life she used to have, I've sat and spoke with Jules about her old life and the life she's got now. She gave up a dream and built this, and this became her new dream. Whether it was the old Don Bar, whether it was this bar, she gave that up because what she wanted to do was support veterans. She saw the gap, and I truly believe she has bridged that gap. I love that my Royal Engineer just said she bridged that gap. That's fucking mental. Alright? She bridged that gap between being a civilian, being a veteran, and then going from that point on and back to civilian life. She's helped bridge that gap. So please join me in a round of applause for Julie Cooper, COOPR. So, COOPR, right, a couple of weeks ago we had a gig in here, and we had a family that kicked off, and they had a big argy-bargy. There was a fucking brawl outside, right? Jules goes out, and this guy's fucking having a go at her, and he's spelling his fucking family name. He was from a well-known family that travels around a lot, and he gave his name, but spelt it. Jules stood there and went, "This is my bar, I'm Julie Cooper, COOPR. Fuck off." Fucking brilliant. Right? It was just, I'm stood there and I'm like 6'2" next to this 2'6" woman. Just stood there like that. I'm not going to fight against that. Fucking hell. And he walked off. He walked off. It was so funny. You had to be there, that moment, to just stand there, just see her stood in front of him, square up and go, "I'm Julie Cooper, COOPR. Fuck off." And he walked away. And I'm like, I normally get hurt doing that. But fair play, honestly brilliant. But that lady, honestly, I get asked to come here and host events. One, because I take the piss out of people and we have a laugh and it's a bit of fun. Alright, obviously you're not seeing what I mean, because you've not fucking made your face crack once. Miserable bitch. Alright? But the rest of you, obviously you're finding it funny. You can't hear because you're deaf, so I've covered my face. I've covered my face with a microphone because I got told you could lip read. So I'm like, fucking see how you can lip read this then. Alright? Struggling like fuck, bless you. Alright? The rest of you, we have a laugh, and that's what this is about. We leave here with our endorphins running high. Some of you get moist, I get it, but you know, that's just the way that I like to leave you. Ladies and gents, I'm going to hand you over to Steve, and then we're going to do a little auction afterwards and raise some fucking extra funds. Ladies and gents, I'm John, thank you.